Hey, what's up, everyone? This your boy Freeze, and welcome to the second saga of the year, week 5 version of Freezy's Pressroom. And I'm just gonna go over the newsletter that came out today, just talk about a couple of things. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is this week's event, and this week's event is called the Swarm. And so it's an individual event. Good little break from things a little bit. We had a couple of events recently that were a little bit on the higher side of 1 million and 800K. So this time it's going to be an individual event for 20,000 total battle points. So that's 20 prestiges, 1,000 per prestige. And so this weekend's event, you can win up to 20 Springtide crystals, 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, and 25,000 premium shards, in addition to 20 million of alloy and energon, and also in addition to 150,000 spark and combiner spark, all of which I know that I need. Typical event battle zones going this time. And here goes your prize chart. Starting with your premium shards and then getting into your alloy, spark, energon, just kind of alternating around, and then you'll get your 3-star shards, and then towards the end your 5-star shards, and then your springtide crystal, And so the springtide crystal, so it looks like it's been a little bit of an error up here because they got 25%. So obviously, if you get 25% odds for each pull, then you're gonna have to have 4 different options there. Up here, they only had 3. So the ones that we know of right now are going to be Shark Attack MK3. You can get 5 of those. You can get Shark Attack MK3, 10 pack of those, 25% odds of each of those. And then right now we know that you get a 25% chance of getting 35-star shards. So not too bad, like I've been saying the last couple of weeks on the press room. And just in my videos in general, Space Ape has been giving more opportunities out for us to get Spark. Alright, so let's see what else we get. So for some game updates, so the only thing they're really talking about this week is, obviously when you get close to the end of the battle pass, Space Ape tries to sell a catch up, a cyber pass catch up, and honestly, I think more people are probably going to be taking advantage of this time. I mean, this one, it's a little bit grindy, and if you saw my video that I had about the season 2 of Cyber Pass, as I don't want to call it really a complaint, but it's one of the things that I didn't particularly care for that much, was that it was a little bit on the grindier side. At this point, for myself, I'm at the point where I am collecting my total spark, and so I think I'm good. It's still like 12 days, left in the Cyber Pass. But for those of you that might have started late or whatever the case may be, then you have your Cyber Pass catch up available. That'll be next week, starting on April 18th. Alright, so then more talk about the new healers that are coming to the game: Minerva on the Autobot side and Flatline on the Decepticon side. And now there's more talk about the actual ability. And so it's going to be a healing tower. And what it says, if you read the tooltip, spawn a healing tower that recovers health to all allies in range every second for 15 seconds. It cannot be targeted. It cannot be destroyed. So that's one of those things that during testing, I was actually wondering if that was a little bit too overpowered for the tower to not be destroyed. And then there was some adjustments that were made during that time, and so I think it's reasonable. I think this is going to be the best healer in the game. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll make a video and kind of highlight what exactly it is, the value to the healer. Kind of like I do with like I would do with a con highlight, talk about the good, bad, everything like that. So I'll try to get that out to you soon. Probably as early as tomorrow. Honestly, I still go you guys in the video tomorrow, so I might talk about that. And then you can actually see, and it's kind of tough to see up here on this particular screen, but in the newsletter they put the charts up there for your 4-star and your 5-star. The cost of the ability is 5 points, and then so it'll be 5 plus 5. So for each additional use, it'll be an additional 5, which I think is reasonable for a ability this powerful. I mean, it's guaranteed healing for 15 seconds no matter what. So yeah, I like it. Let's see, passive ability. Minerva and Flatline restore 23% of their health points every 5 seconds. And I think this was kind of a balancing point because, well, originally when this bot came out, the tower was actually it was actually destroying its teammates at first, and that got resolved really quickly. But then there were a lot of concerns about the health of this bot, and they're saying, hey man, this bot had really low health. So the apes went in there and just try to do something a little bit different to make sure that, you know, that his survivability is decent, especially with us on the horizon of HQ18 and everything else. You want to make sure that a bot that is this powerful without making them too powerful. So if you're going out there and you're making like really bad placement of your teams, which is one of the things I had to get myself out of, is putting my healers in a position where they were in range of the HVS cores on the auto cannons or something like that. Then it's not going to work for you. But if you go in there and you do everything with good placement, and you know they take a little bit of damage, maybe like the target protocol cores or something like that, then they'll still be good because they'll be getting 2.3% of their health back every 5 seconds. Now, so for playtester thoughts, I withheld my comments on this bot because I said I knew I was going to come back out and do a video on it anyway. But Texas Hammer, as he usually does, has some really insightful comments about, you know, about the bot. And basically what he's saying is, he says it's a kind of like a combination of a healer and like Chromia, just because he's making that reference because of using this tower for, you know, an ability. And so he really likes the bot. And if you've ever talked to him in any capacity, if you talk to him on Cybertron chat, or if you've talked to him and in any of his training rooms, if you talk to him by even while he's on Sunstreak or Waza streams, Texas Hammer does not use healers. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. You know, so you know that this is a pretty good bot when Tex the Titan actually gets excited about a healer. And so I won't read it all off to you, but but pretty much we kind of agree that it's going to be a really good bot. We agree with the ability cost, so on and so forth. And he actually shows you some pictures of his gameplay with the bot, and he also shows some just some additional thoughts regarding the math. You know, he's a math guy, and so he really digs into the math for it. So if you hadn't seen it and you're looking at the newsletter, pretty much that's how he breaks it down for between the passive abilities, between adding, you know, your alchemist core, adding stripes, you know, all the healing that you can get from multiple different sources. So it's an interesting read, and you know, he's usually pretty accurate with those things, so it's worth checking out. And then you got some stuff up here in the content creator corner, Sunstreak or Waza. His last video that he had up there, I think that was his last one he had up there about base design being broken. And it's not anything he hasn't said in the past. It's pretty much talking about how you can't counter. You're trying to base build, and it's literally taking, you know, hours at times to try to go base build. And the reason why you're doing that is because you're spinning your wheels trying to find different counters for things, and it's not a counter for everything in the game yet. At least not to the point where you can actually stop a certain attack. And honestly, I think it should be that way. However, I think that with walls not being as relevant as more of a pathing tool to try to coerce bots in there. And I've spoken on this before, but I think that that's more of the bigger issue as opposed to necessarily just everything having like a hard counter. I think that if you can make some of these things inconvenient for players, it returns the strategic point about it. But he makes a lot of good points, and if it's worth the watch. And then my boy Soldier has his event recap up there. I got to peek at that for a little bit. So yeah, you can check that out. He's usually goes and does his crystal crackings and everything like that up there. And so, check him out too, man. And he got really good videos up there right now. All right, community corner. Some nice artwork. That's pretty good drawing of that. If you're looking up there at that or that front cover of that comic, that's pretty dope. Got some artwork up there of Dirge. And then you got some toys up there. Honestly, I don't have a lot of stuff, but I said I've been thinking about not even just my Transformer stuff, but I said I'm gonna get me a case up there. So probably not just a bookshelf like that, but I said I got like World Series baseballs and all kind of stuff. So I think I might try to go get me something set up. But I probably, when I get it done, because I got a lot of Marvel stuff, I probably set it up similar to that and maybe get some lighting on there. But yeah, you got some pretty good looking figures in there. And like I said, it's week 5 out of 6. Obviously, next week is going to be the big leaderboard event. So I know lots of people looking forward to that, especially with all the talk around these new bots, Minerva and Flatline. And but this week, like we said, we get that individual totalizer, smaller event, something to kind of take it easy a little bit. A, before the leaderboard, and B, before it's a holiday weekend for a lot of people. So this will be a good time to either chill or I'll probably try to hammer it out as quickly as I can for this week's event, just because I want to max out my 4-star cutthroat, and I want to take my 5-star Soundwave to level 61. So I'll just be hammering away at that there, on Friday and Saturday mostly. And then that Space Ape is not going to be on a live stream this week. They should be back next Thursday, the 21st. And that is the news for this week. So, like I said, man, I'm really excited about this bot. I think I'll just go ahead and just run the video on it tomorrow. I'll just take the day, get everything set up, look at some of the max stats and stuff like that. And and then I'll let you guys tell me what you think when I go run that video on Flatline tomorrow. It's a really good bot, man. If you hadn't seen the actual gameplay for it anywhere, it's actually really, really amazing. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. As always, man, if you like my content, go ahead, give me a like. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe so you never have to miss any of the content that I have up here on my Freeziest Max channel. And, other than that, I'll just see you guys on the battlefield. Freeziest out.